So you guys know what happened with Roseanne Barr. Now, in the beginning of what happened, where she basically had the massive fallout that came shortly after her massively racist tweet that she sent out going after Valerie Jarrett, in the beginning, I would say pretty much everybody came out in 100% contrarian position against Roseanne Barr. But as you know, when it comes to issues like this, there's always going to be those fringe conservative weirdos who come out in defense. So Mark Dice is one of those lunatics who came out in defense. So here's what's funny. So he sent out a tweet saying, I guess it's only fair that Bill Maher get fired too for comparing people to apes. And so he puts out this picture because Bill Maher made a joke about Donald Trump. And I think that there was a joke that he had made. I can't remember. I think it was calling him an orangutan. I think it was this same joke that Donald Trump was such a snowflake over that he actually tried suing him. So the guy is someone who literally is such a snowflake while saying that everyone's PC, and Mark Dice does this same shit too. While doing that, he's idolizing, and his entire identity is based off a guy who sued someone over a fucking joke, which is the, snowflakiest thing you could possibly do. But I know Mark Dice is not a very bright guy. He's not very smart. But the comparison between comparing Donald Trump to an ape and a black person to an ape is nowhere near the same. Because there are massive racial undertones when it comes to comparing a black person to an ape rather than just Trump to an ape. So if you compare a black person to an ape, it's not the same thing at all as comparing a white person to an ape because there's no racial undertoning to it whatsoever. And so when you're talking about Trump doing that, I mean, it has nothing to do with race. But when you're talking about a black person, you can't do that because that's a massively racist comment to make. And we know that Roseanne Barr has had these, she's actually had a history of this where she said something like, I can't remember exactly, but she said that Susan Rice is like a woman with monkey balls, swinging monkey balls or something like that, which is another fucking insane and crazy thing to say. That's just complete and utter insanity. And again, even Tommy Lahren and Sean Hannity came out against her statement. So you know that this was fucked up, and you absolutely know this was fucked up. And the funny thing is, to add on to this as well, is that a lot of liberals want Bill Maher fired. A lot of them do. And so when Mark Dice and these other conservatives are trying to get him fired for this, they're jokingly saying, "Oh no, don't fire him," because they actually want him to get fired because they don't actually like Bill Maher. So that's an added sort of funny thing. But the idea of comparing Donald Trump, a white guy, being compared to an orangutan, and an African American or black person being compared to an ape is the same, is utter insanity and just factually wrong, and just it's moronic.